Hello guys, this is PushDustIn from Source Gaming here, and as the title suggests, it's time for another review for a Switch game. Nuclien was developed by Springloaded Software, who previously released Ultra Hyperball and Hiragana Pixel Party on the Switch. Now, we have reviewed both of those titles, so go ahead and check those out after you've watched this one. As with the two previously mentioned titles, Springloaded Software sent us a copy in advance for review purposes. Now, I won't be following the normal review setup as the game is quite short. It's a fact that's reflected in its price point and gameplay mechanics. So, with that out of the way, let's get started. Nuclien is a puzzle reflex game that relies on a simple premise. If you know how to count, then you know how to play Nuclien. Since Nuclien requires a touchscreen to play, this means that you cannot play the game docked. There are 77 levels in Nuclien, with 5 different areas and some time trial levels. The basic premise of Nuclien is that the universe is in its early stages. As a master mathematician, players must build things via completing levels. Players will start with small things like plankton, but quickly move on to complex life like ninja terrapin and giant spiders. Each area has a slightly different mechanic. In the first one, players will need to just simply tap the numbers as they appear on the screen. The second area requires players to count down. The third will require players to count up, while the fourth and fifth will require players to do both at the same time. The gameplay is quite easy to get into, but also quite addictive. I was able to 100% the game in less than 3 hours, but it was a very enjoyable experience. Sometimes levels will have different themes which will impact what the background looks like, or the numbers that appear in the stage. One standout moment was building the killer robots, which required players to tap zeros and ones only. Over the course of the game, players can accumulate knowledge by completing levels. Knowledge is essentially the game's currency, and can be used to upgrade the time players have or the score that players will receive. Upgrading is essential, as later levels will be unplayable without it. I found time to be slightly more useful to upgrade. There is a local ranking system which encourages replayability, as well as an overall score count. Springloaded Software plans to add kanji support for numbers in an upcoming patch, which will be a great way to practice numbers for those of you who are studying Japanese. All in all, I really enjoyed Nuclien. The music is fantastic, and the graphics, while minimalistic, work for the game. It's very clear what numbers need to be counted up, and what numbers need to be counted down. Online leaderboards for the overall score would have been nice, as well as more twists to the gameplay, but for its price point of $4 US, less than a lunch at McDonald's, I think it's well worth the price. If players pre-purchase the game, then they can buy it for $3 US. I give Nuclien a 4.5 out of 5, and I strongly recommend it for those who enjoy quick reflex games. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you like what you saw, then please go ahead and give us a like. Also, let us know what you think about this game in the comments below. If you haven't subscribed yet, then go ahead and click on that subscribe button right now. If you're feeling really generous, go ahead and head over to sourcegaming.info and click on that donate tab to be taken to our Patreon page. The links to all of that and our social media will be in the description below. Once again, I'd like to give a special thanks to the developers for sending us a review code. This is PushDustIn, and remember to always return to the source.